So as we now know, due to the promo screen being in FIFA, the Headliners promo for FIFA 21 is beginning on Friday. If you need to get your hands on some coins to improve your ultimate team, then check out the link in the description, igvault.com, and if you use the code Kieron at checkout, you'll get yourself a pretty nice discount. So yeah, it's looking like Team of the Year in FIFA 21 is going to come out a little later than in previous years, probably mid to end January, but we'll talk about that in another video. We're here to talk about Headliners. Now if you're new to Ultimate Team and don't know how these cards work, essentially they are one level above the player's latest card and they have a chance to be upgraded through two different options. First of all, their team can win a series of games. It looks like it's going to be free this year rather than the fall last year, and if their team does win 3 games in a row, that card will get boosted, or they can get an inform, in which case they'll just get, a natural upgrade. They will always stay above the latest inform though, and that is obviously pretty cool. Now, how these players have been selected in the past, it's been players who've had just really good starts to the season, and because of that, you regularly see people who have got multiple informs get into this promo, so they're not too hard to predict, or at least haven't been in the past. It's not always a case that they go to players who've got a bunch of informs though, it's also players who've maybe had like a breakthrough start to the season, so yeah, there is that. Anyway, before getting into things, if you could leave a like rating on the video, that'd be very much appreciated. In the comments below, let me know your thoughts on this promo, also let me know which players you think will be selected. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Let's get into this. Actually, there is one more thing we need to discuss before we get into the players, and it's a pretty good thing because it's a giveaway. It's a chance for you guys to get your hands on some FIFA points for doing pretty much nothing. OneFootball are giving you the chance to win a share of 1 million FIFA points. All you have to do is give the link in the description a click, fill out a very quick and easy form, and that is it. You are entered, and hopefully in a couple of weeks you'll be getting an email saying you have won X amount of FIFA points right in time for that Team of the Year promo. So make sure you get it done as soon as possible. And obviously, if you aren't aware already, but I'm sure most of you are, OneFootball is free to download and free to use, and it's just a really handy app to have. I've literally got it open right now on my desk just so I can keep up to date with the Newcastle and Liverpool game while I'm recording this video. You can also tailor the app to suit your needs. I've got it set to just give me news about Arsenal, so I regularly get push notifications about news surrounding them, and also goal alerts as well, which is obviously very handy. The match center is very useful, and as I say, I've got it open right now, and it's currently 0-0, and it hasn't been, all that of an entertaining game between Newcastle and Liverpool. Anyway, as I say, link in the description to enter the giveaway. Make sure you get it done. Let's get on with the video. Okay, so the first player we are going to discuss is going to be Aston Villa's Ollie Watkins, who has had just a very good start to the season. Obviously picked up a couple of informs in FIFA as well, which certainly helps his cause, but he's been pretty outstanding for them and regularly scoring against the big sides, so a key player, and a player who potentially could actually get a really good card come the end of the season. And if Aston Villa can, put a few wins together, Watkins could actually have an absolute beast of an item. I was actually quite fond of the second inform. It definitely does lack in some areas, so hopefully if it got a good boost, especially in the dribbling department, it could be a really good item. Now, I don't know about you guys, but this next item, Solaire, just screams objective card to me. I feel like obviously we will get, an objective player and a couple of these players in via SBC, and this one to me, as I say, just seems to be, an objective option. So I think we will see this one. Also, Solaire is having a pretty good year for Valencia as well, which is obviously why I've chosen to include him. We have another La Liga player next. We have Karim Benzema, who is having a very nice year so far for Real Madrid, who are currently second in La Liga at the time of recording. Benzema's obviously got a few special cards in FIFA already, and he could have another one this Friday. 8 goals and 5 assists is a pretty good return, especially in 13 La Liga games. So yeah, he's having a pretty good season. Another player who's having a pretty strong campaign is Erling Howland, who is already in double figures. He's got 10 Bundesliga goals so far and 6 in the Champions League as well, which is just, absolutely mad, especially for someone who is, still just 20 years old. It's pretty crazy. Couple of informs to his name already, and also, that player of the month card as well. And yeah, maybe a headliners card to add to that list on Friday. Now, I know I've already got an Aston Villa player in this video with Ollie Watkins, but I just didn't know who to pick out of Grealish and Watkins. I feel like one will definitely get in. I don't think both will, but I just didn't know which player to drop. Obviously, Watkins does get the applause a bit more because he's obviously the goal scorer, but Jack Grealish is definitely the key man in that Aston Villa side, so I feel like he is certainly an alternate option. So yeah, in the comments below, let me know, who would you rather see, a headliners Watkins or a headliners Jack Grealish? Staying in the Premier League, we have another player who's picked up multiple special cards this year. It is Wilfried Zaha, a player who is just constantly the key man for Crystal Palace, and yeah, he's definitely in with a shout of getting a headliners item on Friday. Another option from Crystal Palace, to be fair, could be their goalkeeper Gaita, who, in my opinion, could have had multiple informs in this year's FIFA, but for whatever reason, EA's Team of the Week selectors chose to go against him, but I certainly think he's an option, but I think Zaha is probably the more popular choice. Now, Aspas has already had an interesting array of items in Ultimate Team. He's got an 86 rated inform, and he's also got an 86 rated season objective card. Maybe we could see him get an orange card on Friday. So far in the La Liga, he's got himself 9 goals and 6 assists, which is yeah, a very solid return, especially considering he's played 16 games. So almost a goal or an assist every game for him, which is yeah, pretty mad. Very good return from the forward. And then following on from that, we have another option from the La Liga. I don't know why I keep doing that. The La Liga makes no sense at all because that's the league. Whatever. Anyway, moving on. Oyarzabal just having a very good year. Another player who's having a very solid start. Obviously, he's had the inform. He's had the Player of the Month card, which is quite nice. And maybe he'll get another card to add to that list as well. And yeah, would certainly be an interesting item. This is one of them cards that after a few more upgrades could become something really nice. As things stand though, it's a decent looking card, but definitely could be improved upon. Mkhitaryan has definitely made the most of his move to Roma. Got himself 7 goals and 6 assists in 14 Serie A appearances so far, and also a goal and a assist in the Europa League as well. Couple of informs to his name too, and I feel like he's one of the ones that's a pretty obvious guess for Friday's promo. Now, this next one's a little less obvious, and to be honest, I don't think many people will actually predict this one, and I don't even know if EA will go for it because it would be a quite low rated option, but I'm hoping they do. I want them to recognise some players who, you know, aren't just the big names. So we've got Dia here, or it might be Dyer, I'm unsure how to pronounce his name. 10 goals and 1 assist in the League so far this year. A very good return from the Stade de Reims forward. And then following on from that, we have Pedro, who somehow has only got 1 inform in FIFA 21. Now, if you guys watch my prediction series, and I'm going to imagine most of you do, you will know he is featured in my prediction series a lot in multiple weeks, and that's because he should have had many informs this year. Just let me pull up his stats. So bearing in mind, this guy is a midfielder. This year in the Portuguese League, he's got himself 10 goals, which is just absolutely mad. And he went through a patch where he was like scoring like 2 goals and getting an assist each week. And yeah, he's only got 1 inform so far this year, and I found that to be mad. He's definitely having a breakthrough season, and that's why I think he should feature on Friday. He's one of the ones that should be guaranteed a spot in my opinion, but since EA have been so against giving him an inform, maybe they'll ignore him, which is just crazy because, you know, he's not a quote-unquote big name, so maybe they won't throw him in, but that's just wrong in my opinion. He should definitely feature. One player who I'm quite confident will get a headliner item is James Tavernier. Had 2 informs already, and if he does get a headliner's item, I'm actually very interested to see what cost this card will be, or how much this card will cost, would probably be better English, because it's an outstanding card, but obviously it's quite hard to link into, you know, like super meta teams. I suppose you've got the Joe Gomez centre-back link, but you would need an English right mid, and there aren't too many good ones in the game. You've got Sancho, or you could use Nikon, I guess. But yeah, I want to hear from you guys. How much do you think this item would cost on the market? There's currently only one player in FIFA 21 who has 3 inform items, and that is this man, Lozano. So yeah, it's an obvious one to include in this video, and I'd be very surprised if he doesn't feature on Friday. This card could also be an absolutely ridiculous item. The same, to be fair, can be said about Malinkovic-Savic. He's got 2 informs, and yeah, he's like, you know, a couple of special cards away from having all 80s, which is pretty crazy. Well, I suppose he'll have to get a few to upgrade that pace, but the rest of his stats are absolutely outstanding. You put a shadow card on this item, and you have got one hell of an elite midfielder. Jamie Vardy is having another solid season in the Premier League. He's another one that's racked up a few informs and is, of course, one of the top scorers in the Premier League, and that's why I've chosen to include him. I'm actually unsure whether EA will go for this one, though, because obviously he has had a headliners pass card in the past, but as we all know, EA are not opposed to recycling content. And then we come on to Bruno Fernandes, who I'm sure a lot of people are looking forward to seeing. I get the feeling this card would just be ridiculously expensive because of, you know, potential upgrades, and to be honest, that would be an absolutely outstanding card as it is, and the potential to get even better would be absolutely mad. He's already had some really good cards this year, and if he gets a few more upgrades, he's going to be one of the best midfielders in the game without a doubt. HeungMin is the next player we are going to discuss. Now, I know I touched on it a few moments ago saying about people who've had headliners cards in the past might not be as likely to get in, but I just couldn't leave him out. Like, I know Lozano and Vadi have both had them in the past, but they're just hard to lead out when they're having good seasons, and Son is an example of that. His goal and assist record is absolutely unreal this year, him and Kane linking up so nicely, so I definitely feel like one of them will get a headliners item. I could have gone for Kane, but since he's already got that Rule Breakers card, I think EA know there won't be much interest in it, but a HeungMin headliners, that would be super popular. EA know that, and this card would definitely sell some packs. I needed a goalkeeper option just because, you know, we like to have a goalkeeper, although EA don't always put goalkeepers in promos now, which is yeah, kind of strange. But anyway, we've gone for Anthony Lopez, who is having a very nice year so far for Lyon, and yeah, could be an alright card, I guess. And then the final player we're going to discuss in today's video is Hernandez, who very well could have, you know, the best left back card in the game if he's in this promo, because that card looks absolutely outstanding, and maybe it could finally rival that Howland Mendy, who is so OP in FIFA, but I'm sure this card would not come cheap. Now, I know in the past headliners cards have mainly gone to players who have had multiple special cards, but I want to talk about two players who I think deserve a headliners item that actually haven't had a special item this year, and that is Angelina and Max. Angelina especially could have had multiple informs and should have been in the team in the group stage in my opinion, so he would suit this promo quite well if EA are willing to pick him, despite not already having a special card. The same, to be fair, can be said for Max, who's having a very solid season for PSV. So guys, those are my predictions for the upcoming Headliners promo. I hope you've enjoyed the video and hope you found it useful. If you could leave a like rating on it, that would be very much appreciated. And don't forget to be active in the comments too. Let me know which players you agree and disagree with who I've spoken about. And also let me know your thoughts on the promo in general and who you think will feature that I've left out. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next